The Turkish Airlines Euroleague, commonly known as the Euroleague, is the highest level tier and most important professional club basketball competition in Europe, with teams from up to 18 different countries, members of FIBA Europe. For sponsorship reasons, for 5 seasons starting with 2010 Euro 11, it is named the Turkish Airlines Euroleague. The competition is controlled by the privately held Euroleague Basketball Company, and features clubs that come from a Europe-wide consortium of leading professional basketball leagues, called ULEB. During the season, the Euroleague is broadcast on television in 199 countries and territories. It can be seen by up to 245 million households weekly in China. It is also televised in the United States and Canada on NBA TV and available online through ESPN3. The Euroleague Final Four is broadcast on television in 201 countries. History. The Euroleague was originally established by FIBA and it operated under its umbrella from 1958 until the summer of 2000, concluding with the 1999 Euro 00 season. That was when Euroleague Basketball Company was created. FIBA had never trademarked the Euroleague name, even though it had used that name for the competition since 1996. Euroleague Basketball simply appropriated the name, and since FIBA had no legal recourse to do anything about it, it was forced to find a new name for its championship series. Thus, the following 2000 Euro 2001 season started with 2 separate top European professional club basketball competitions, the FIBA Supro League and the brand new Euroleague 2000 Euro 01 season. The rift in European professional club basketball initially showed no signs of letting up. Top clubs were also split between the two leagues. Panathinaikos, Maccabi Tel Aviv, CSKA Moscow and IFS Pilsen stayed with FIBA, while Olympiacos, Kinder Bologna, Real Madrid, FC Barcelona, Baskonia and Benetton Treviso joined Euroleague Basketball. In May 2001, Europe had 2 continental champions, Maccabi of the FIBA Supro League and Kinder Bologna of the Euroleague. The leaders of both organizations realized the need to come up with a unified competition. Although only a year old, Euroleague Basketball negotiated from a position of strength and dictated proceedings. FIBA essentially had no choice but to agree to Euroleague Basketball's terms. As a result, European club competition was fully integrated under Euroleague Basketball's umbrella and teams that competed in the FIBA Supro League during the 2000 Euro 01 season joined it as well. In essence, the authority in European professional basketball was divided over club-country lines. FIBA stayed in charge of national team competitions, while Euroleague Basketball took over the European professional club competitions. From that point on, FIBA's Cora Cup and Supporter Cup competitions lasted only one more season before folding, which was when Euroleague Basketball launched a ULEB Cup, now known as the Euro Cup. Names of the competition FIBA Era, FIBA European Champions Cup, FIBA European League, FIBA Euroleague, FIBA Supro League. Euroleague Basketball Era, Euroleague. There were 2 separate competitions during the 2000 Euro 01 season. The Supro League, which was organized by FIBA, and the Euroleague, which was organized by Euroleague Basketball Company. Turkish Airlines name sponsorship. On July 26, 2010, Turkish Airlines and Euroleague Basketball announced a $15 million strategic agreement to sponsor the top European basketball competition across the globe. According to the agreement, starting with the 2010 Euro 11 season, the top European competition will be named Turkish Airlines Euroleague Basketball. Similarly, the Euroleague Final Four will be named the Turkish Airlines Euroleague Final Four, whereby the new league title will appear in all media accordingly. This title partnership will run for 5 seasons, with the option of extending it to an additional 5. On October 23, 2013, Turkish Airlines and Euroleague Basketball have agreed to extend their partnership up until 2020. Format. Since the 2009 Euro 10 season, the Euroleague's first phase has been the qualifying rounds, which involve 8 clubs bracketed into a knockout tournament consisting of 2-legged matches. the four survivors of the first qualifying round are paired against one another for the second qualifying round, with the two winners playing for the last spot in the Euroleague regular season. All losing clubs in the qualifying rounds parachute into ULEB's second-tier EuroCup. Your next phase is the regular season, in which 24 teams participate. From 2009 to Euro 10, the participants will include 23 clubs automatically entered into the regular season plus the qualifying round winner. Each team plays 2 games against every other team in its group. At the end of the regular season, the field is cut from 24 to 16. Before 2008 to Euro 09, the teams were divided into 3 groups of 8 teams each, with the top 5 teams in each group plus the top 6th place finisher advancing. Now, the regular season involves 4 groups with 6 teams each, with the first 4 teams in each group advancing. Since the 2013 Euro 14 season, the 8 eliminated teams in this stage are dropped to the EuroCup. The second phase, known as the Top 16, then begins, featuring the 16 survivors of the regular season, drawn into 8-team groups. As in the regular season, each top 16 group is contested in a double round-robin format. The third phase, the quarter-final round, has been played since the 2004 Euro 05 season. Before, only the group winners advanced to the Euroleague Final Four. Now, the first and second place teams from each group advance. In the quarter-final round, the first-place team from each group is matched against a second-place team from another group in a playoff series. Through the 2007 Euro 08 season, the series was best of 3, and expanded to best of 5 for 2008 Euro 09. Home advantage in the series goes to the first-place team. The Final Four, held at a predetermined site, features the winners of the 4 quarter-final series in one-off knockout matches. The semi-final losers play for third place. The winners play for the championship. The 2010 Final Four was held on 7th and 9th May at Palais Omnisports de Paris-Bercy in Paris. The 2011 Final Four was held at Palais Sant Jordi in Barcelona. For the 2012 Euro 13 Euroleague season, the top 16 was changed from 4 groups of 4 teams to 2 groups of 8 teams. The 4 best teams in each group will go on the quarterfinals. Qualifications the league usually, but not always, includes domestic champions from the leading countries. Depending on the country, places in the Euroleague may be awarded on the basis of performance in the previous season's domestic league, performance over the previous 2 or 3 domestic seasons, contracts with Euroleague Basketball Company. In addition, the winner of the previous season's EuroCup receives a place. For example, 2007 Euro 08 domestic champions from ULEB member countries did not compete in the 2008 Euro 09 Euroleague Euro Zadar and Hapoel Holland. Zadar played in the second-level EuroCup in 2008 Euro 09. Hapoel Holland, however, did not compete in any of the 3 European Continental Club competitions Euro, not even the third-tier Euro Challenger Euro, because of financial difficulties. Starting with the 2009 Euro 10 season, the entrance criteria changed. A number of clubs chosen via a formula based on competitive performance, television revenues, and home attendance, receiver licenses, giving them automatic entry into the Euroleague regular season phase. Originally, 13 clubs received A licenses, with ASEC Oprykom Gdynia of Poland becoming the 14th before the 2011 Euro 12 season. A licenses are awarded for 3 years, meaning that the next adjustment of A licenses will not take place until 2012 Euro 13. However, Euroleague Basketball Company suspended the A license of Virtus Roma after the club finished in the bottom half of its domestic league in 2010 Euro 11. 8 clubs receive 1-year B licenses into the Euroleague regular season. 7 of them are directly based on the ranking of the domestic league in which the club competes. The 8th is a 3-year wild-card license based on similar factors to the A licenses. The first such license was awarded to ASVEL Basket of France. The winner of the previous year's EuroCup receives a 1-year C license into the Euroleague regular season. If the club qualifies for a direct B license into the regular season via its domestic league, the C license will be awarded to the club not already qualified for the regular season that is highest on the Euroleague entry list. 8 other clubs receive one-year B licenses into the Euroleague qualifying rounds, with 2 advancing into the regular season. Teams with A license equals. Teams that lost the A license: Asseco Pricum, Virtus Roma, Unicar Jar. Arena standards equals. Effective as of the 2012 Euro 13 season, Euroleague clubs with an A license must host their home matches in arenas that have a seating capacity of at least 10,000 people. In 2008, Euroleague Basketball Company decided to increase the arena's seating requirement to 10,000 within 4 years' time in order to force clubs to move into and/or build bigger arenas. This was done in hopes of increasing revenues through more ticket sales. Non-licensed Euroleague clubs must play in arenas that seat at least 5,000 people. Current teams equals. These are the teams that participate in the 2015 Euro 16 season. Finals. Titles by club. Titles by nation. Euroleague awards. Records. Real Madrid has been the most successful team, having won the competition a record 9 times. Split is the only team to have won the competition 3 times in a row, in the Euroleague Final Four era. ASK Riga is a Soviet club in late 50s and early 60s, is the only team to have won the competition 3 times in a row, in the pre-Euroleague Final Four era. Real Madrid and with Varese are the only teams to have won the European Championship twice in a row for 2 times in the pre-Euroleague Final Four era. Counter to the first, Cerbona and Olimpia Milano are the other 3 teams to have won the European Championship twice in a row in the pre-Euroleague Final Four era. Maccabi Tel Aviv and Olympiacos are the only teams to have won the Euroleague twice in a row, becoming back-to-back Euroleague champions in the Euroleague Basketball Company era. Athens is the only city, from which 7 different clubs, AEK, Marassi, Olympiacos, Panathinaikos, Panellinios, Panionios, and Peristeri have participated in the Euroleague. Although Israel is located in the Middle East, its teams play in the Euroleague, as its national federation is a member of FIBA Europe and its top professional league is a member of ULEB. In the small area of less than 40 km² in the northern metropolitan area of Milan, there are 3 clubs that have won a total of 10 European Champions Cups, and played in a total of 16 finals: Olimpia Milano, counter to the first, and Varese. The record score differential for a final game was achieved in the 2004 finals, in Tel Aviv, where the home club Maccabi Tel Aviv defeated skipper Bologna by a score of 118-74. A crowd of 22,567, which filled Belgrade Arena on March 5, 2009 for a 2008 Euro 09 Top 16 match between Partizan and Panathinaikos is the official record. Before that, 19,700 fans filling OAKA, achieved at a Panathinaikos home match at the Olympic Indoor Hall, Athens, against Tal Ceramica on April 12, 2006, for the 2005 Euro 06 third quarter-final playoff game. The most points ever scored in a single game is 99, by Radovic Korea, on January 14, 1965. Euroleague vs NBA games. Statistical leaders. All-time leaders equals. Since the beginning of the 2000 Euro 01 season. Individual performances. Media coverage. Sponsors: Turkish Airlines, Win, Intersport, Reefs, Spalding. See also: 50 Greatest Euroleague Contributors, Euroleague Awards, Euroleague Basketball 2001 Euro 10 All-Decade Team, Euroleague Basketball Manager, Euroleague Finals, Euroleague Final Four, Euroleague Women, European Cup and Euroleague Records and Statistics, European National Basketball League Rankings, FIBA European Champions Cup and Euroleague History, FIBA Eurostars, FIBA Festival, rosters of the top basketball teams in European club competitions, NBA 2K14. References. External links, official website, list of winners with rosters, Euroleague History Eurostats, Interbasket.net Euroleague Basketball Forum, Euroleague's YouTube channel.